What's going on, guys? I'm going to be breaking down UFC Atlantic City today. Quick little recap from last weekend's card. Another good event, man. We cashed 2 units on Payne Talbot money line. Got that in, was it minus 114? Did have some sprinkles on Talbot round 3, but altogether, man, like just great performance there from Payne Talbot. He really is the real deal. So physicality there was just, I didn't expect him to just have that much of power, sure, but just the sheer physicality that he displayed there, just big brothered Cameron Simon. Next up, we did have this parlay. Didn't post it officially. Sometimes I just, I'll post like parlays for official guys, and first leg of this one was Usman, and then it missed, and I was like, you know what, like, let's just double down here. So we threw another 4-legger right here, cashed for like, I don't know, it's like 3,500, 3,800, I think. Pretty big slip. Did cash on Jarno Aaron's money line. Good read there. Got him like plus 160. The line came in come like fight day. And then Yusuf Salah, man. I bet that like pre-injury news at like plus 130. I did get more money into as like once the news came out Saturday that he was injured, I did load up a little bit more. But yeah, all in all, guys, another good card. Did miss on Zalal KO plus 700. Should have just played the ITD plus 550 at open. And then I did miss on Kurt Howell decision plus 600. Kind of just happens when you're playing openers, man. Like, I bet these bet online openers are like Monday, like morning typically. And, the line opens, you got about 2 seconds to think, and, you kind of go in with what you plan to bet on, but sometimes you see a line you think has value. And I got a ton of CLV on that. That line closed like plus 375. But all in all, bad bet. Still like betting openers. Should have ended up on a Rosa sub. I did play that fight ends by sub, as I mentioned. But yeah, all in all, guys, another good card. Did like another 4K plus weekend, man. So we've been hot. We're killing it. And we're actually going to be at the fights this weekend in Atlantic City. Got some floor seats, a couple rows back. So it'll be a good card, man. Definitely got some big spots. Only going to do a main card breakdown today. Have a lot of fights still to tape. So enough talk there, man. Let's get right into it. First fight of the night, we got Chidi and Jucani versus McKee. First off, guys, I love Chidi's Muay Thai. Like, some of my favorite striking, honestly, like in the UFC. I absolutely love Chidi's game. Obviously, he's had some flaky moments against RoboCop. Against Derive was a split decision where Chidi didn't really let the strikes go. He got a kick caught in round 1, got taken down, and then like round 2, round 3. Could have easily won that fight. Probably deserved the decision, but just wasn't throwing knees and kicks, was relying on his hands, worried about takedowns. But then RoboCop and Olin Jacek, like, he lands great shots the first like 2.5 minutes, 5 minutes of that RoboCop fight. And then, it just, he flakes a little bit in there. But my thing with McKee, so, guys, I'll be honest, like, I'm all about Chidi here. I'm all about it. I don't get how people are, like, why would you play McKee plus 120 pre-fight right now? I don't get it. Like, McKee's path is going through withstanding an absolute like onslaught in round 1, and then you could probably get a way better entry if you're liking Reese here, because his path is probably like late round 2, round 3, pick it up, wear him out, break him down the stretch, or just win the decision there. But no, guys, I really like Chidi here. So obviously cutting to 170 is concerning. We're going to see how he looks Friday. That it's worrying, guys, obviously. But, I mean, if he makes it the way he makes it, he'll probably look dead. But, he'll put the 25 pounds back on by fight day and, hopefully not be terrible and, like, dead out there. But, honestly, this fight probably is at a catch weight, and Reese probably accepts. So, I'm very happy. If I have minus 140 Chidi catch weight, yeah, I love the spot now, minus 140. Would love it even more there. What I'm getting at, though, guys, Reese McKee is really tough, but he doesn't have power. He's a little pillow-fisted. He has to, come back in fights and usually finishes guys like late round 2, round 3, like I mentioned. And he doesn't have any wrestling. Like, Chidi's like a black belt. I mean, I'm not sure who gave him that black belt, but he is way better on the ground, technically speaking here. Don't see any paths for really Reese, taking him down, or why would he? So we're going to have a striking fight. with Reese McKee, like, what is it, like a 42%, like, striking. Dude, his defense is so bad. He's so hittable. I mean, I know, he took some years off, fought in Cage Warriors, had some okay fights after the Morono fight. So I can't put too much, like, oh, he looked so bad in the Morono fight. But the Ange Lusa fight, dude, holy shit. Ange Lusa, absolutely, like, round 1, round 2, surprised he didn't get him out of there, pieced him up, landed big shots. Reese McKee, if you pressure him, if you really get in his face in the pocket, he has that tall man's defense. He'll just be standing like straight up sometimes. Like, I'll pause the tape and I'm like, holy shit, he's in a bad position. What I'm getting at here, guys, Reese McKee is a previous like lightweight going up against a much more physically imposing fighter with much more power. Chidi is going to absolutely like fuck him up in the clinch, dude. Like he is going to land a ton of big knees to the body, probably some elbows coming out of the clinch, and then on the feet, man, holy shit. Like, if you don't have the wrestling or the power to like deter Chidi from letting his game go, like it's gonna be a bad first round for Reese here. I don't really get, like I said, plus 120 is Reese's money line. Bet Online opened round 1 Chidi plus 175, caught a lot of steam. It's down at plus 130. So we're saying Chidi's almost at a 50% clip to win in round 1, but he's like 58% to win the fight. I don't really buy that math. I know Chidi's had some flaky moments in, the round 2 against RoboCop, and then even late round 1 against Olin Jacek. But, guys, Chidi does have a ton of his 4 round 3 knockouts. He has won decisions. Like, he's not like he's a complete gas bag. And I don't really see, guys, like, Reese is getting knocked out round 1, guys. I'm usually not this confident in, like, how I sometimes talk about fights sometimes. But I'm sorry, like, if you like Reese, do not play him at plus 120 right now. It doesn't make any sense. You can just wait for a couple minutes. Chidi is going to like land absurd shots, probably put him out early, but if he doesn't, then you can get your Reese entry. So yeah, I have more than 2 units on Chidi here. I did mention like to my official chat guys, like if you do want to hedge out live, you can. Like round 1, we're going to get Reese is going to be a big underdog like in a few minutes into this fight. But honestly, guys, I think Chidi knocks him out under half a round. So yeah, Chidi and Jucani money line there. I did play half a unit on the KO opener at plus 165. That line is now minus like 125. So yeah, not playable now, but pretty confident read in Chidi there. I get it. I know he's had some bad moments, some flaky moments. He's moving down to 170, but it's not even close when it comes to power discrepancy. He is going to have so much more like physicality, just imposing fighter. Reese McKee is like a previous lightweight who's been worked in the clinch, dude. Like I know he was 21 at the time, but Reese's like real knockout loss on the feet, like a standing TKO, was clinch work, was clinch knees. Now he's facing Chidi. Like I'm sorry, I just don't get how you can back Reese here, regardless of all the concerns on the Chidi weight cut and recent losses. Enough about that fight, man. Pretty confident in Chidi there. Next fight, guys, we got Bill Algeo and Kyle Nelson. Interesting fight. Do have a bet here as well. So Kyle Nelson is definitely someone that the market has underrated a ton, but there's a reason for that. I mean, the guy went 1-5 in his first UFC, like his first 6 UFC fights. So there's a reason that he was a massive underdog against Blake Bilder and Padilla. Now, we know about Bilder now. The guy looks great on the pads, can't actually put it together in a fight. Not a surprise there that Kyle Nelson was, able to edge that fight out. Now, the Padilla fight was weird. I did think Padilla had some advantages in that Nelson fight. And, early on, he looked all right, popping the jab out there, doing okay. But then when he got clipped, it was a few overhands, man. He was just eating them. And then after that overhand, Padilla just forgot that you had to move. He just stood in front of Kyle Nelson, popped the jab out there as Nelson was able to land big shots. One thing about Nelson, I do think, he has some boring ass fights, really low paced. Since he's made his changes, early on in his UFC, it was kill or be killed, but now he's actually trying to piece together 15-minute performances. Low volume guy, does the right stuff with his striking. It's not clean, man. It's not clean. Can't put out a high pace. And you're going up against Bill Algeo. I bet Bill Algeo here, minus 190, risking 1.5 units. But you're going against Bill Algeo, who, he's not Blake Bilder. He's not Padilla. He's a guy that actually put together a very good, clean 15 minutes. The first fight I taped for this was the Joe Anderson Brito fight, kind of to see how does Algeo deal with just power mainly. Obviously I know Algeo. I bet him a ton. He keeps his hands low, keeps his hands down, tries to use his movement, counters really well, man. One thing about Algeo I think it's really unique. He has some of the best his high checks. He'll check body kicks with his knees. It is so slick, man. So slick. Really like his striking. He's going to have the better volume here. He's going to have, the much better, I think, on the mat. I think he's a much better grappler. And then I think, too, he's not going to give Kyle the fight that he wants. Kyle wants these low-paced fights with a guy in front of him that he can land, the overhand. He'll throw a big, calf kick. Not putting out too much volume, not pushing a crazy pace. He can't really wrestle for 15 minutes without gassing. And then Algeo, he can just, pop him, little pop shots when he's doing all this crazy movement. I think he can stay defensively sound. He did against Brito, like I mentioned. He actually landed the better shots against Brito. Took some big shots, but then landed the better ones. I just think Algeo is a much better, well-rounded MMA fighter who can put together a solid 15 minutes, whether that be striking or if he works in some grappling. I was eyeing some Algeo, maybe late props, but his ITD is plus 200. He doesn't go in the fights plus 150, so you probably just lean. Fight doesn't go. You get that chance, maybe Algeo's chin finally does go and Nelson lands a big overhand. But pretty confident spot in Bill Algeo here. Like his game, man. I think he's got Kyle covered pretty much everywhere. So like I said, 1.5 units on minus 190. He's about minus 235 right now. It's still a parlay piece, honestly. It's not a bad bet. Next up, guys, I'm actually doing these no computer today. I lost my, I didn't lose it. My charger's somewhere. So I always rip these off the top, no notes, no nothing. But usually I have fight odds in front of me. Today we're just going straight off the top. So next fight, guys, is Cedric Dumas versus Ruziboev. North Poland, however you say his name. I don't have it in front of me. So on the Dumas side, guys, you want to back him because it's a plus money number against a guy that everyone thought was a fraud against Bruno Ferreira and wanted to fade him there. 6'5" middleweight is pretty wild. I don't know. I'm very torn because I'll be honest, I was not taping this fight heavily. I have other spots that I'm interested in, but you want to get to Dumas, but who's he training? Who's he training with? How serious is he training? Is he going to put together, if he survives, round one, is he going to put together a smart game plan late in the fight to win this? I don't know. It's probably Ruziboev, whatever his name is, 6'5" giant motherfucker for the win here. Like I said, I'm not passionate. Probably wouldn't parlay him because, like I said, everyone's trying to fade this guy against Bruno Ferreira. Oh, he's a fraud, all this shit. And then now it's yup, he's fighting Dumas. It's time to parlay it up. So wouldn't be shocked here either way. Just not something I'm passionate about. Next fight up, we got Bruno Silva and Chris Weidman. A little bit of buyback here on Weidman. I think I saw it was at minus 240 Silva. Another fight, man, I'll be honest. These heavy, chalky money lines, I didn't really do that much tape here. I think Silva, he's probably side. It's just tough because the one thing he really struggles with is takedown defense, getting stuck on his back, and technically speaking, this isn't the worst. I mean, it's a bad matchup for Weidman because he has been knocked out 8 times and he's 39 and his knees are shot and he's very slow. So technically, it's a bad matchup for each guy. So I think Silva, despite the sketchy GM3 performance, despite him, post Pereira, there's moments where you question where Silva's at. I think early, Silva's going to land some big shots. One thing about Weidman is his last fight was against Tavares, but is Tavares really, prime Tavares anymore? I'm not sure either. So, and that was more of a leg kick, um, loss for Weidman there. He got his just legs chewed. I think Silva probably knocks him out in round one. I have him in. I have I don't know. I threw like 2 early parlays like last week with like Rose and some other people from fighters from that card. And I threw Bruno in there. I'm not like loving it. I did take a little like what was it? Not even point one unit, like a point like '05 unit sprinkles on Weidman round two and round three. Because if you do like Weidman, it probably means that the wrestling's there. He's able to take Bruno down and control him. And then we all know Bruno is cardio, a little sus, especially if you're pushing a grappling pace. So if I wouldn't play Weidman money line, it's he's probably shot, man. He's slow. He's very slow. He probably gets knocked out very early here. But if you do like Weidman, the 2-3, maybe 2-3 sub, it's probably the best way. I mean, depends what lines you're getting. Like I got like 3,000 on it ish, 3,500 on it, like round three. If you're getting that, sure. If you're getting like 2,000, which like BetOnline has now, probably just pass. Like I said, yeah, Bruno Silva money line parlayed up. Not really another fight, guys. I'm not passionate here. Next fight up, we got Buckley versus Luque. I did bet Buckley here, plus 125 for 1.5 units. It's tough because 3 years ago, this same line, I'm all about Luque. All about it. He has had a great UFC career and really hasn't shown many signs of concern until recent. I'm not fading Luque off of just, the brain bleed. I mean, it's scary. That is, that's concerning. Like that's a concerning thing to come back from. Jeff Neal, southpaw, somewhat similar look, much different type of striking. Straight shots that did it. He's got some clean boxing, Jeff Neal, and very powerful. Buckley obviously isn't as technical with his boxing, but he's very explosive, man. Buckley obviously has that power. Early on, guys, so like Buckley at middleweight when he first came up and like fought Holland, I wasn't, he got Chin there. A couple fights after there, I wasn't too high on Buckley's game because I'm like, how is he as a minute winner? If he doesn't, knock somebody out, how is his gas tank? And he's made a ton of improvements through the years. The Raya fight showed me that, he is capable of like defensive grappling and winning some minutes. And then, Imavov, whatever, good loss. It's a tough fighter. Obviously, Imavov's like top of middleweight. And then I did rewatch the Chris Curtis fight for this one. Just because, not that him and Luque are that similar, but just that how does Buckley deal with high guard, solid boxer with more straight shots? And Buckley, man, he's so explosive. He just finds ways to create these angles to land shots. And, I think if, so one thing I would say about Buckley, that Morono fight to date is his best performance. I really love how he's evolving into, he doesn't just need that knockout. He can actually win minutes on the feet. Love that he's increasing the amount of body work he's doing. He's got a really good body roundhouse. I wish, I hope that he works the body a good bit here before moving to the head. But the main thing I notice about like Luque, where I think Buckley will find success in the striking, is just the lateral movement and all the athletic and explosiveness. I think will give him issues. If Buckley does one of his stupid charge at you 5 hook combinations, yeah, he'll probably get countered with a straight shot and could even get, hurt and dropped here. But if he fights smart, I think he can land the bigger shots. And then, man, his double legs they're not bad. I mean, I worry about Luque's submission, but man, Buckley's wrestling, it's really not bad. And I know what people were thinking, the RDA fight, like Luque, big wrestler. Was he? Was he though? Is Luque gonna just shoot a bunch of takedowns here? Because in the RDA fight, RDA was the one that was like initiating, I feel like all the grappling. I mean, maybe Luque shot like 2 on his own, but like for the most part, like it was RDA getting in, Luque defending along the fence, reversing him, and then getting into the legs himself. So I don't know if Luque is, all of a sudden like D1 wrestler here, D1 Luque. I don't know about that. We'll see. I think Buckley has very good TD, very good takedown defense. Grappling obviously leans Luque. I just there's some concerning things on the Luque side, even in the striking exchanges in the RDA fight. Didn't love it. It didn't look like the Luque that I'm used to seeing. And Buckley's momentum, man. Momentum. He's on the way up, and he's improving fight to fight. I lined at pick'em, and maybe 1.5 units was maybe too much. It should have been a 1 unit play, but yeah, even at pick'em, I think I would have bet. Like I lined at pick'em, but I lean Buckley up towards maybe even 60%, man. So I like Buckley here, and I know it's not like an easy fight for him. It's definitely a step up at welterweight now, but his cardio looks good. He's improving striking-wise. He's going to have the power discrepancy, and I don't really trust Luque at this point, man. I just have a hard time getting there. So, finally, guys, we got the main event. It is Erin Blanchfield versus Manon Fiorot. Right now, I will say, minus 200 Blanchfield is wide. It's wide. There's value on Manon Fiorot here. And the reasoning is I do have Blanchfield. I think Blanchfield wins. I played minus 130, tipped it out at was it like minus 145. So did get in on Blanchfield at a okay line. I missed the pick'em opener. But the reason why I wouldn't play the minus 200 Blanchfield is she's going to be losing this fight until she wins it. Fiorot early with all the lateral movement. She's going to dance around, land big shots, and Erin's going to have a hard time getting onto her legs, getting the grappling going, and taking her down early. Now, Blanchfield's a dog, and this isn't a hot take, man. This is a reason why she's a minus 200 favorite right now, is I find it hard over 25 minutes that she doesn't at some point. Now, here's the issue, though. It's if she does get Fiorot down, there is no guarantee that she does not work up immediately and then that takedown's a wash. You got to reshoot minutes later, energy wasted. But I feel like if she can get multiple, if Erin Blanchfield gets Fiorot down 2, 3 times here, starts wearing on her, 2, 3, 4, landing mean shots, walking forward. That's one thing. Fiorot's not a big finisher, so there's going to be chances for Erin she has a very, very high floor in this fight because I don't think Fiorot knocks her out, and Blanchfield's got that dog in her where she's going to keep coming forward. She'll be bleeding. She'll be getting hit, but at some point I do believe that Erin Blanchfield can break Manon Fiorot down the stretch here. So like I said, I'm playing just 1 unit, betting to win 1 unit on the minus 130. Like I said, if you're betting this fight now, I don't know about minus 200 Erin Blanchfield. It's tough because I think she loses round 1 at a pretty high clip. Round 2 probably at a pretty high clip. And it's just a matter of, can Fiorot fight a perfect 25? I hate, but I realized a long time ago, guys, I hate that statement. When I have to back a fighter to fight a perfect 25 minutes, not make mistakes, be on point the entire time, it's hard to get there. Like I said, it's not 200 Blanchfield, but I think she has a decent edge here if she gets this fight down. I think she can get the submission late. I don't hate Blanchfield 3-4 if you're getting some crazy numbers. Overall, guys, that is it for my. I'll go through my bets one more time just for the main card here. So we did bet Chidi money line. Got Bill Algeo money line early right now, so he's probably just a parlay piece. Pass on the Ruziboev fight. Pass on Bruno Silva, except for like I said, I don't hate if you're gonna parlay Bruno Silva, fine. Just don't be shocked if Weidman submits him in round 3 or something so meme. It's Bruno Silva. He's hard to trust. We did bet Buckley 1.5 units plus 125, and then Aaron Blanchfield minus 130. But getting a ton of CLV guys on these bets, which is great. But at the end of the day, now we have to, we have to win. So gonna have a lot more action come fight day. I'm doing this on Wednesday night. So yeah, hopefully we'll have props open up on domestics tomorrow night. Can get some more stuff out. But appreciate you guys. If you like the videos, throw us a like. Please subscribe, and let's make some money this weekend.